vet's just been up to check Galileo. Last time it rained last week, we had the horses in and he was just hanging out in the yard and came round the corner and he was breathing very heavily. I mean, really, really heavily. And I thought, oh my God, what's wrong with him? What's wrong with him? And I thought, oh, maybe he's got fever. So we took his temperature, he had fever, phoned the vet, and he said, oh, maybe it was pleuroplasmosis because there's a lot of ticks around. So he said, keep an eye on him, I'll come up in the morning. But the next morning his temperature was down. So we thought we'd just have the vet round just to check him over anyway and take advantage just to have a look at the signs of health in your horse, what you should look at. Okay, so we asked... Big's a bit worried because his friends are all out in the field. It's very worrying. So we thought it would be interesting just to have a look at the signs of health in the horse. So if you are worried about your horse, what things you should check. And the vet's looking in his eye for signs of the colour there. It should be pale salmon pink. Just checking for any infection, that the tissue all looks how it should look. And then also in his mouth, at the gums and under the lips, he's a little bit pale, but is okay. If it's white or yellow, that's anemia, and that's also a sign of pleuroplasmosis from the tick. So that's what we're really on the lookout for at the moment. And then to see if the horse is dehydrated, just pinching a bit of skin and it should go back into place relatively quickly. His isn't going too quickly because he's slightly older. Laminitis is always a dangerous, scary thing in horses. So now he's just checking, not that we're worried about Bing, but just out of interest, and it's something it's good to be able to know how to check if there was anything coming on. So you shouldn't be able to feel any pulse strongly there. If you can feel a strong pulse like the heart rate there, then that's laminitis coming on. So we're just going to check his temperature just for the sake of it. You know, the vet recommended to do it every day just to keep an eye on him as he had that fever. So normal temperature is about 37 to 37.4. If they've been doing work, it could be a bit different. So colic in horses is really serious, terrifying, and can be deadly. There's different kinds of colic. It can be impacted food, it can be gas. So the symptoms for that, normally they'll be stopping eating and looking round at their belly, rolling over in pain, looking distressed. I mean, it's really quite obvious that they're ill, but if you can spot the early symptoms, that's the best thing. And keep the horse moving around until the vet arrives. Try not to let them roll over, because if they roll, they can twist their gut and cause all complications. So, yeah, that's a horrible one to have to deal with.
Wild horses couldn't drag me